Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Views from the Stands. We truly appreciate you guys tuning in. I am your host, Stevie B, Steve Brennan, and we are back to full strength. We got the boys back in town. We have Mr. BC in the building. We have the G Mike in the building, and we have a fun-filled, fun-packed show for you tonight. The UFC is making some huge changes on how they're streaming. They're going to change the whole streaming game. It's going to be insane. James Cook finally got paid. We'll debate whether that paid off for him. We continue our NFL division breakdowns. This time we got two of them. We have the NFC West and the AFC West. We also have an exciting, fun-filled DownBad Debate that we know you guys are going to enjoy. We can't wait for you guys to check that one out. We also have a very special guest on tonight that's going to be dropping some major news for our show. But before we get into all that, Mr. G Mike, why don't you let the good people know what you got going on, and it is damn good to see you tonight, my man.
Yes, sir. Damn good to be here, baby. Episode 50, baby. Woo!
Number 50. Yeah, how about that?
You're on this shit, man. But guys, if you're into sports gambling, I run a Telegram channel where we offer sports gambling slips to get you winnings from $20 to $50 to $100 a day. It's only $10 a month, and we have an affinity program where you can make more money off of the channel itself by just bringing in people. If you guys are interested, you'll see the link pop up in the chat if you're watching the live episode. If you are not, if you're watching the recorded episode, the link is going to be on your screen. Or if not, you'll see my socials. Slide in my DM. We'll start a conversation to get you on and popping, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Mr. BC, we can't forget about you, my man. How is you doing and what you have going on, my man?
We got the double shot of small businesses down here in Central Florida. We got first my wife and I's little photography, videography for weddings, engagements, corporate events, family formals, you name it, we got you covered. It's branddesk.media. Again, branddesk.media, head there, check out the portfolio. That's the website. We've got everything there that you guys need to know, information, and see if we're a match for you guys. And if not, no big deal. But hey, branddesk.media, we make memories that last a lifetime. Also launched my my own social media brand, my own website, bcthebrand.com. You can also follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at bcthebrand. Instagram is bcthebrand_media. And that's where you can kind of keep up with all my stuff for voiceover work, camera work, just everything kind of like that. Just kind of see what the journey's been like. So we got popping down here, BC the Brand Media.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's been going really good for you, and we got a lot of big news coming for you, hopefully coming up soon, man. So TBD on that one. There's also a few other companies, man, we got to shout out. First and foremost, maybe we got to shout out Varsity Sports Nation, man. Varsity's been with us for a long time. They are your premier sports app, man. You want live high school sports? They got you. You want college sports? They got you. You want sports content like the one you are watching right now? Guess what? They got you. The best part of it all, it's on a convenient app that you can download on your iOS, your Android, Roku TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, as well as your social medias. You know, we can pretty much find it anywhere on there, man. You can watch our show on demand and also other content on there. It's a great app and it's free. Check it out on there. We also got to give a shout out to Millions, man. Millions.co has been hooking us up as well. They've been riding with us for a while. Millions is a great place to find content. You can watch our stuff on demand as well. You can find interviews with athletes, reach out to athletes. You can also buy products from other contributors, other sponsors. So it's a pretty cool thing. So please, we want to give a shout out to all the people that supported us and thank you and support the people that support us. We would be remiss if we didn't ask everybody, please give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. If you can hit the bell and it'll let you know exactly whenever we are going live as if we are right now. And we're all over the place, man. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. We are all over the place, man. If you got it, we probably are on there, man. We're really looking forward to this next venture that we have coming up in a few minutes. But it's going to be a lot of big things for Views from the Stands. So we're really looking forward to having our special guest come on here in a couple of minutes. Before we get to all that, though, guys, you guys got anything new going on that you want to get to, you want to talk about before we have our special guest come on?
Dude, man, I just want to, say it's been a journey. 50 episodes. It's been great, man. There's been a lot of lows, a lot of highs. And, from episode 1 to episode 50, it's been a grind, bro. It's been a grind with, all the production, all the on live stuff, all the recorded stuff, and all the sponsorships that we have been trying to get and that we have successfully gotten. I mean, it's been a journey, man. And, to 50 more, baby, to 150 more, to 250 more, to 350 more. You know what I'm saying? It's great to do this, bro. It's great to, we all three of us have a passion about talking about sports, watching sports, playing sports. and it's dope to do this. And hopefully later on, man, we on the big time, baby.
We won't forget about anybody on the way out. Mr. BC, man, number 50, man. This is a big move for all of us, man. Did you ever think we were going to make it to number 50?
Dude, man, I mean, the goal is always going to be to make it to 50. The goal is always going to be to make it to that next show. But, dude, just to be able to look back and just to see how far the three of us have come, to see where we've grown from, where the podcast has come from, how we all three met as well, getting to sports radio and everything, and just to see now how we've all just kind of grown over this journey. I can't think of two better podcast hosts to do this with than you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Like, both of you guys been along for the ride. Appreciate all the fans out there that have been, all the viewers, subscribers, been watching us. Appreciate you guys. And like G-Mike said, we got 50 more coming in store, and that's once we get to 100 more after that, it just keeps going and going. So thank you for everybody from the bottom of our hearts. It does not go unnoticed. We definitely appreciate all the love you guys have shown us.
Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and add our special guest to the show, Mr. Sean K from Assist. It is great to have you on the show, my man. It is a welcome to Views from the Stands. And, man, you got a lot that we wanted to get into with you. So we'll let you have the floor for right now and explain to everybody what the new venture is, what you have going on, and what Views from the Stands is going to bring to you guys.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me. I've been talking to you guys for a few days now, and we've built something really simple, which is when I watch sports, I'm fed one broadcaster. We'll call that person Boring Joe Buck. And there's millions of us watching, and I'm not the funniest or most entertaining person, but I think many of you are. And so our belief is that when I'm watching the game, if you're watching the same exact thing as me somewhere else in the country, that I could tune into your reaction at the same time. And it's similar to the Manning cast, but extended to everyone. And in our case, the way it works is I've paid for cable, so I'm already watching the game. You've paid for streaming service or cable, so you're already watching the game. When you go live on Assist, I am able to watch View from the Stands and adjust the time of that stream to match my TV. And therefore I can sort of turn the audio and the volume on the TV off and listen to anybody that I want. It could be someone with a fantasy or gambling angle. It could be a diehard. It could be a former athlete. The limitations are kind of nothing. It's anything that you think has an audience. And so we've launched this. It has a lot of cool bells and whistles to do more than just being a broadcast channel. We automate your reactions to the best moments of the game in the form of short clips that go viral all over social media. We do that in 2 minutes of the action happening. We pair your video after the game with official highlights so that if you miss the game, you all get to be like Stuart Scott and have a Sports Center kind of offering for your fans. And to top it off, live sports, we don't really think about it, but a quarter of the time we're watching live ads. And so on our platform, unlike a lot of other social outlets, we can fill much of your stream with unskippable ads so that all the hard work that you're doing is rewarded. And it's all happening at the same time that you're getting a water break and your fans are getting a water break and the networks are making money. And it's time for you guys to participate in that.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. And it's definitely, we were looking over it last night. It's definitely some cutting edge technology that you guys were offering to do with this, especially with the connecting with it live. And like we were talking about yesterday, most watch parties, there's always some sort of delay, but with your system, you're able to watch it live in real time, so that we're not going to actually blow something for the fan that's actually watching at home. So I think that's humongous.
Yeah, exactly. And the way to think about it is, when you watch something on Netflix or on YouTube TV or on anything, usually there's a time clock that's going that really only recognizes when the program started. So it's counting from 0 seconds up to 60 minutes, right? And on our site, it's slightly different, where instead of being time passing, it's the game clock. And so because the game clock is moving dynamically underneath your broadcast, your fan has the ability to use that as a sort of bookmark to jump to the part of the game that they're watching. And so the beauty of this and all of our features is you can be this sort of layer on top of the game. You can be this sort of couch companion digitally, and you never have to touch any of the IP, right? The whole idea is you're already paying for ESPN, you're using ESPN, you're just synchronizing another live podcast effectively with the programming that you already paid to watch.
Yeah, I think this is going to be huge for us, and so we'll go ahead and get to how familiar with us and everything as well. How does the fans get a hold and watch our stream of let's go our own views cast, if you will?
Yeah, so it's a pretty new platform. So you can go to our website, which is ast.live. We are also at Live on Assist across every social platform. Our website is usually linked in the bio, and liveonassist.com is also another way to get to our website. And so basically you'll either be seeing clips from your favorite creators that are getting posted out on social, or you'll come to our website. And when you go to our website, you will see at the top of the page anyone who's live. And so right now there's a gentleman, Cody, who goes by Clutch2323 on TikTok. And he is on our site right now calling the Cubs Blue Jays game. And so you can go there right now, and you'll notice that when you tune into a stream, there is a pitch count associated with his game, and it changes every 15 seconds, give or take a few. And if that doesn't match with what you see on your TV, all you have to do is click our little red button to sync with your TV. You put what you're seeing, and bang, you'll get to the part of Cody's stream that corresponds with what you're watching yourself.
So real-time stats as well. That's going to be a lot of big thing. And we also are going to be able to do a lot of just, be a lot more of like you like to describe too, is just like hanging with your friends. And if you guys are already watching the game, so why not come hang out with your friends we already have on here? If you're watching this live, you can see we put this up on the screen right here. It's ast.live. And then we'll be able to find our show and our stream on there. So we're really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and a huge venture for us going forward, man.
Yeah, and Stevie, you said you might be doing it from a few Gators games this season, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see, especially that Miami Florida game. That'd be one to talk about, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man. So that's. Yeah, man. We wanted to bring you on, man, so you can explain it, because you can definitely do it a lot better the job than we could or whatever. So we really appreciate you coming on, and we'll be definitely checking back in with you. And as this journey goes along, we'll be definitely having you back on the show if you even want to come on and talk some sports as well with us. But we honestly really appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys on this one.
Yeah, always eager to support your pod, and I can explain what our platform is well, but I can't entertain like you guys. So hopefully you guys get on there. And you make people laugh, you make people scream, you make people cry, and that's what sports is all about, a little community and fun.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
100%, man. All right, brother. Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and let you go, man. It was very nice for you to come on here. We really appreciate it. And like we were saying before, we'll put it back on the screen one more time, ast.live, and you can watch Views from the Stands do their own cast, as well as many other contributors, and we might be working with some of them as well. So we have a big collaboration coming with Assist. So really appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of the show. Watch us.
Yeah, and just like Sean said, if you don't want to watch boring old Joe, you can come watch G Mike, BC, or any other sportscaster on Assist for sure. Assist.live.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
See you guys.
All right, so that was our big news for the day. We hinted at it, man. We're really excited about this venture. We're going to be having like a views cast, similar to the Manning cast, just without the Mannings. And so we're really looking forward to this venture. We're going to be starting it September 4th, first game of the season. What we're looking at right now is probably doing the Monday and Thursday night game, so it's the single game. It's a lot easier for everybody to stay in touch, watch what's going on, so that you're not going to miss everything on a Sunday, try to catch in. We might maybe venture into a Sunday, but as of right now, we're looking like we're going to be doing the Mondays and Thursdays games, as well as doing our shows on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So we got a lot coming up that this football season is really going to help us take off a lot. So we really appreciate it if you guys would give us the support on there and just check it out. Like they were saying before, it helps us out. We're able to get some revenue streaming out of the we're just watching the ads. So it's a really big thing for us. We really appreciate you guys and all the support we guys gotten out of this one.
Yep.
All right. Well,
let's
go ahead and.
Oh, sorry.
What's that?
I was gonna say, unlike the Manning cast, we got half the foreheads and double the energy. So there we go, man.
Yeah, there we go, man. We can do and say whatever we want. But I don't know about you guys, but let's go ahead and jump into some news.
News from the world of sports.
man, there was some major news coming out of the world of fighting the last couple days. The UFC has changed the game, in my opinion, and how you're going to be viewing your fighting. This is a revolutionary idea here, man. So if you haven't heard, the UFC made a huge deal with Paramount, making Paramount Plus the new home for the UFC starting in 2026. The deal is estimated to be about $7.7 billion. That's right, with a B, dollars. And the big news for fight fans is that they're also dropping the pay-per-view format, meaning your subscription to Paramount Plus will include 13 marquee numbered events, such as UFC 319, UFC 320, whenever that comes around, whatever they're at that point, and 30 fight nights with some fights airing on CBS. Man, this is insane right now. BC, what's your thoughts on this one? And is this the new wave for the cable cutting?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And it's something that's been happening for a long time. A lot of companies now are moving towards streaming, and this, in terms of sports, especially combat sports, it's going to be big. This is basically throwing, igniting a fuse. It's basically little small fire that's been burning for a while. Now you just dropped a whole bunch of dynamite on it. It's going to blow the doors off, I think, of a lot of streaming and how it's done. The only thing that upsets me is I got to now research to see if Paramount is covered under my employee stuff at Universal, because I really want to get access to this stuff for free. But we'll TBD on that one for sure. But yeah, this is definitely big, and for UFC, TKO, if we can maybe bring WWE along with that too. I'm just saying it's the same. It's TKO.
WWE is making a deal. I think the big thing that happened was WWE is making a deal with ESPN, and I think they're the ESPN. They're going that direction.
ESPN has his hands in everything.
I know. Yeah. It's just the thing where it's like I wish they could have brought WWE along with it, especially if I can get all this stuff for free, because I don't get ESPN for free with Universal. Maybe my wife does with Disney. I don't know. That's topics for other days. But for UFC specifically, though, this is big. For sports streaming, it's huge.
Yeah, G-Mike, man, what's your thoughts on this one, dude? This is big, and I love the fact of the no pay-per-view system. I think that's huge.
Yeah, definitely. It's huge for the UFC, and it's amazing for the UFC fans, man. I mean, the deal is just positive on both sides. For the fans, you're going to be getting your main events, your fights, even fight night on an easier way to access it. Go to Paramount Plus, and I think it's going to probably be $17 a month for Paramount Plus when this whole deal comes together. So it's not going to, obviously, it's not super cheap, but it's not super expensive either. But it helps out the fans where, you don't have to go, when it comes to fight night, damn, now I got to get pay-per-view and I got to get this all set up and boom, boom, boom. No, I already have the Paramount Plus. It has a whole bunch of shows and movies. And on top of that, you have some UFC fights that are going to come along with it. And then with the UFC, is great for their money-making progress, because with pay-per-view, sometimes you don't really know how much you're going to make with each fighter and what card, right? Obviously, if it was Conor McGregor, John Jones, you're going to get a million, more than millions, and you're going to make a lot of bread just because of their names and their likeness. But with other fighters that people don't really know, and they're the top of the card, they're the main event, sometimes you're going to lose a lot of money there. With this, you for sure make $1.1 billion per year. So that's set in stone money right there. That's great money for the UFC. Maybe for the fighters, it won't be as great, but I think it's going to later down the line in another year or two, they're probably going to do some modifications to this contract and stuff so they could get more money for the fighters. But I think this is going to bring more eyes to people out there that don't know about the UFC, don't watch the UFC on a regular basis like us, and it's going to open their eyes to them, and it's going to bring them to the light.
Yep. Well, to piggyback off what you're saying, that is actually one of the advantages of this new deal is for the fighters. And the fighters are going to receive higher pay rates and bonuses, such as knockout of the night, submission of the night. But overall, their contracts, the average rate is going to go up dramatically, according to Dana White. Right now, I didn't realize this. Right now, the average fighter is making about $15K for a fight and about $15K for a win. That's really not that much money until you get to the John Jones or the Conor McGregors of the world, where you're not really making that headlining big money right there. So this is going to be a big thing for them to going up. And so the fact of, for the fans, that you're going to have one central location for the pay-per-views, and it's going to be one covered rate. And I think that is great because, let's face it, I mean, a lot of times people would have to try to find alternate routines to do this, whether it's bootlegging, and they're going to miss out. Why not have everybody's going to get the same subscription? They're going to be able to use this, and you won't have to do that. And you won't have to go to one location. And the great thing is, too, as I've heard, is that UFC has announced that they're planning on bringing Joe Rogan and the normal crew that you've gotten so used to listening to, and the staff and everything that they've been doing is supposed to be coming with them with this deal. So it won't be brand new people that you'd never heard of or anything like that. So I think overall for UFC, for the fighters, for the fans, this is extravagant news. This is huge news, and I think it's a long time been coming. Especially, I'm happy for the fighters to finally get some respect and money that they should be getting. That's why a lot of these guys turn to boxing, because boxing one fight could pay out more than like they'll make in their entire UFC career times 4. So it's going to be good to see these guys actually get some money and make it easier for the fans. Man, so speaking of money, somebody got some money, and it's been waiting for a little while here, man. Mr. James Cook finally decided to play either a full practice or what have you. We'll get into that one. But the Buffalo Bills and running back Cook have agreed to a 4-year, $48 million extension with $30 million guaranteed. Cook is coming off back-to-back years with 1,000 yards rushing. He had 207 carries, 1,009 rushing yards last year, 4.9 yards per attempt, which was good for 6th in the league, and 16 touchdowns, which, crazy enough as it was, ties the Bills' record for franchise history for most touchdowns in a single season. Not OJ, not the Juice, not any of these other guys. It was James Cook that tied it for the all-time record of 16. So that's pretty big news for them. G-Mike, do you think this is the right move for the Bills, and about damn time, in my opinion?
Definitely right time for the Bills. Right thing to do by the Bills for sure. I mean, that duo with Josh Allen and James Cook, it's been working over the years, and I feel like it's going to continue to work. Josh Allen loves to get rushing touchdowns, so does James Cook, but he actually gets receiving touchdowns as well. He's a dual back. He can block. He's fast. I mean, the guy just has it all, really. I think he was just waiting for the right opportunity to say yes to this contract. I don't think he was ever going to leave the Buffalo Bills. I think he just wanted to wait until the closest time for the regular season to come by to get his money, because he knew other running backs were going to get paid. For example, Kyron Williams, he got 3 years, $33 million. He was probably waiting on these type of running backs to get their money so he could be like the last one in line, and he'll be like, yo, you know what? This guy got $1 million per year. Yo, I'm trying to get $12 million per year. What's up? And he got another year on top of that. Another year of security blanket on top of that. So I think it's a smart move by him on holding out. I mean, sometimes the holdouts don't really plan well. For him, it did. And the Buffalo Bills, they appreciated for what he's been doing these last few years, and now they solidified their running back for the next 4 years.
Yeah, no, I think this is great for the Bills. I think, though, I agree with you. I think the writing was on the wall. I don't think James Cook ever really was going to hold out. They technically did have him under contract one more year. So no matter what, he was just in a bad situation of that he was going to be stuck there regardless. And they could have franchise tagged him if they wanted to. So I'm glad that they didn't have to go through all that ugliness, and he finally got the money that he deserves. And it's a contract that I think that he actually wanted. He wanted to make a roundabout this, is what he said in the offseason. So the fact that he actually got that money, I think, is good, and I think it's a good contract. And realistically, I think what the best thing is for the Bills in this one is that he's young, and then he fits exactly what they're trying to do. They have a great running back core right now. They got Davis, they got Cook. I love what they're doing, and I think that it's going to be really big. And because if you watch what they did last season, everybody kind of thought they were going to be down, and they had one of the best years they've had. Almost every player on the team offensively caught a touchdown. So I'll caught a pass at least. So I think that they have changed what they want to do, and I think James Cook fits exactly what they're going to be doing.
Yep. And I was gonna add on top of that, though, too. Like, yeah, we all know, though, too, like with Buffalo, they do have a very versatile offense, but every offensive system needs their bell cow back, so to say. And I know that's something we don't really hear a lot of nowadays. Running backs really aren't doing like 400 or 300-400 carries in the season much anymore. But still, you still need that lead guy. You still need that guy that you put the ball in his hands. He's going to get you first down. He's going to score when it gets close to the goal line. And that's exactly what James Cook is for Buffalo. So it's good that you're able to sign your marquee guy in the backfield to an extension like that. And he's just such a versatile weapon for them. And again, good, great news for Buffalo this season. Just gets even better for him.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you just said about teams not really using running backs like that to carry the ball 300, 400 times. There's probably like less than 10 running backs around the NFL that really get the ball 400 times a season, 400 carries. But when you really look at the numbers, man, the teams that have more success are the teams with a prolific running back. Because if you have a prolific running back that is very agile, that is speedy, that can catch the ball, that can block, that can get you every single time that he's getting a carry, get you more than 5 yards or 10 yards a carry, that just opens up the play action. That opens up so many things when it comes to the pass. So that's just a recipe for success for quarterbacks and receivers to be the top level of their game when they have a running back that they can rely on. For example, James Cook, Saquon Barkley. Like, the list goes on and on throughout the NFL, and it's just like, I don't understand why these NFL teams think that they can just do it with the quarterbacks and the receivers when it's a team-oriented game. You need to run the ball as well, especially when you're on 3rd and short. What are you going to try to do? You're going to try and throw the ball, throw a slant, throw a little curl to try to get the first down? Nah, I'd rather give it to Derrick Henry and be like, yo, you got 2 yards to go. You going to get through there or not?
Yeah.
The probability of him getting that first down is way higher than a probability of a receiver catching a slant with a corner strapped to his chest and a linebacker ready to take off his helmet.
Yeah, it seems like we're kind of balancing the league back out again on offense in terms of passing and running. For the last 10 years, it seemed like passing just took off and running backs were basically non-existent. But now we're starting to see the importance of having a good running scheme on your team. Like you said, it sets up the play action, sets up the deep ball so well. But now we are seeing an adjustment where you're not relying on just one guy solely and then maybe one guy for third downs. No, you do have a stable of 2, maybe even 3 guys, but it is all still based around that one guy that you can trust is going to get the majority of the carries, and whatever his weaknesses are, you have other backs to kind of build around there and shore him up. Case for the Bucks. Bucky Irving, super agile, super quick. Maybe not necessarily the best pass catcher, although he did have still a decent season receiving wise. That's what you got Rachaad White for. Rachaad White can also pass block on 3rd down too. He's not the biggest guy, so you got Sean Tucker that can be that goal line backer for you. So having all these different weapons, but building it around one central back is something that I'm really happy to see. I'm happy to see the run game starting to get implemented again in football again, not just screen passes all the time to running backs. I'm glad that we're kind of getting a return to balance, so to say.
Yeah, I mean, just like, old clothes, never get rid of them because it's always going to come back around. Ergo, the Philadelphia Eagles, what were they based off of? Strong defense and a hell of a run game. And that's what won the Super Bowl last year. So I think you're completely right. I think that it's making a return back to the old school. What's that?
Jalen Hurts went off. I'm not gonna lie. Jalen Hurts went off. Boy threw for
I'm saying, but I mean, realistically, I think the Eagles season was predicated around Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you go back to the
Super Bowl game, I was talking about the game.
But see, that
Jalen Hurts is playing great every single Super Bowl that he's been in so far. That's been his best game he's ever played in his career. So I mean, it's not like a shot at Jalen Hurts. It's more of, I think, that old school mentality of the playing defense and having a run game. It's like borderline go back to Leatherhead style, it's all that. That's what it's going kind of back to, I think, and I think we're about to see a resurgence. Yeah, I think we're about to see a resurgence again.
Now you're seeing as well, though, too, how that sets you up then for the big game. Everyone's expecting the run, so you just bomb them downfield, and look what happened.
And you can still use the running back when you need to, man. You can still use
Correct. Yeah, and James Cook, with they got this whole starter thing on it, is one of those dual threat backs that can catch in the backfield and just straight run the ball as well. I mean, I would have never thought if you would ask me who was he 4th, I was saying in the league in carries, yards per attempt, 4.9. That's pretty damn good for a running back. And I would have never thought it'd been James Cook. I mean, he just seems like a smaller back, but that just means that the Bills' offensive line was good and that James Cook knows what the hell he's doing. So I think it's a great move for Buffalo that they shored him up, and like you were saying, T. Mike, for 4 years. So that's going to be a great move for them moving forward.
Yeah, imagine if you're a running back and you're getting the ball every single time you get the ball, you get 4.9 carries, 4.9 yards per carry. That means every two downs, the running back is going to get a first down. Recipe for success.
Yep.
Or, I mean, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence just needs to throw it for 20 yards, and you can have the other guy kick it for 70. You know, I mean, you're pretty much on you're pretty much on the right track right there.
I'm just pissed that wasn't that doesn't count towards the record. That was amazing. And he had room to spare.
Hell of a kick out there, man. Hell of a kick.
He could have made it from 73. I think he had room to spare.
Oh, easily. Yeah, no, I totally
there's
agree.
a lot. Before we move on, there's a lot of kickers. If you watch like pregame and you watch their highlights and their practices, there's a lot of kickers that can kick from 70. The thing is that when you're in a game and you got that pressure on you, especially if it's to win the game, like that, it's different, bro. It's different. Yeah. So, like, I feel like a lot of kickers can kick 70 for
also,
sure. No hate towards him. Obviously, that's dope that it happened in a preseason game. But I feel like he could do that in a regular season game for sure if he just doesn't let the pressure get to him.
Well, and also too, there is a rule change now where kickers are allowed to alter the balls. I want to say double the time that they used to be able to. I think before the games they had like 2 hours to like kind of get it set. I think now it's like 5 or 6. So now you're giving them more time to be able to kind of make it to their liking. So I feel like this year, either this year or next year, you're going to see Justin Tucker's kicking record just get broken big time.
Probably.
Yeah, I could see that. Man. But yeah, that was one hell of a play though. So shout out to Cam Little, right? Cam Little, man. That was
last
huge.
Name, big leg.
There you go, man. All right, fellas. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on from the news, and we're going to continue our series on the division breakdowns. Once again, we're not picking division winners yet. We'll be doing that in about 2 weeks, man. The season's right around the corner. So we just wanted to break down what we're thinking of each team, and then we will definitely be picking, MVPs and winners and all that good stuff. But as of right now, we're just kind of going over what we kind of think of the teams. We're going to start out to the West with the AFC West, and we're going to be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, they were the representative of the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. And the Kansas City Chiefs, you can always, they may not look always the freshest, they may not always look the greatest out there, but they find a way to win, man. Their record was 15-2. They were passing yards. This one's a shocker. 157.0 passing yards per game, which was good for 24th in the league. They averaged about 92 yards a game, which was 20th in the league. They averaged 17.0, which was 23 for points for, and 20.0 for tied for 11th for points against. Kansas City Chiefs, man, every single time you're always like, man, this is going to be the year they fall apart. And then they just somehow pull it out. Some people are going to go to the refs. I'm not going to go that route. But having said that, BC, man, you're up top, man. You go ahead and go first. What's the outlook for the Kansas City Chiefs, and what are you thinking of the Kansas City Chiefs this year?
First off, the reason why they're succeeding so much is devil magic. That's exactly why they did it. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know who he sacrificed. I don't know what, what pagan got. I don't know, but that's the only way I can explain it now. I mean, season outlook for them, it's just basically making a few tweaks here and there, weaknesses, weak points on the team. Just kind of watch, rinse and repeat. I mean, they've shown that they can literally just fly by the seat of their pants. They've shown that they can coast during the regular season and still pull it out. It's just, I'm not trying to glaze too hard. It's just, as somebody that was on the receiving end, as somebody that was on the receiving end of that devil magic last year, man, like, they're professional heartbreakers. Like, I hate it. It pisses me off so much. How are you that bad at every statistical category and still second in the NFL, man? I don't get it. We had the better offense and we still couldn't do it.
Well, while BC BC sulks up there, G Mike, what's your thoughts on the Chiefs, man?
Dude, man, I mean, bro, you gotta show me that you can beat them, bro. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna cut out the Chiefs now with Mahomes at the throne, because you gotta show me you can beat them, bro. I mean, I'm just looking at the depth chart right now, bro. They really didn't lose much on the offensive side. They probably lost a lineman or two, but when it comes to the defense, yeah, they lost a little bit with their secondary, but they still have Trent McDuffie there. They still got Chris Jones there, freaking monster at the defensive line. Yeah. They still have Drew Tranquil as a linebacker. Their team is still put together. Harrison Butker at the kicking throne. He makes a lot of field goals for them throughout the season and in the playoffs as well. Dude, man, and you still have a Hall of Fame head coach in Andy Reid, man. I don't know, bro. There's not really taking a back seat with the Chiefs, man. Yeah, they're gonna have more competition this year with Baltimore Ravens and the moves that they made, the Buffalo Bills, the moves that they made, and the re-signings that they made. And, there's other teams that are coming up. But, dude, man, the Chiefs, they still have Isaiah Pacheco. He did take a backseat last season with the injury, and Kareem Hunt filled in the shoes pretty well. I'm not going to say great, but pretty well. He did a good job. And he's still there, and he's the second running back for this team. So they could even mix and match them. But, dude, I like the Chiefs still. Not saying that they're going to win the AFC, but I won't count them out either.
Yeah, and I will say, too, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, man. You're good.
I was just going to say, just looking at, again, just looking over the draft that they had, too, like, I like the pick of getting Josh Simmons to shore up that offensive line from Ohio State.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I think that pick was great.
Yeah, and then I think underrated potential steal of the draft, Jeffrey Bassa from Oregon at linebacker. I think that he was somebody I looked and expected to be like a day 2 pick. The fact that he slipped all the way to the 5th round is absurd. I feel like him and Carson Sweshing are going to be two of like the best linebackers from this class. So I really like that pick as well. I think they got a steal there. So they find ways to continue to draft as well as steals, and it's. You can even go all the way down to the very last pick, Bashard Smith out of SMU. I think that he's got some wheels on him. So I think that again, just more retooling the offense, finding the little diamonds in the rough. That's their specialty.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys, and it's hard to count out the Chiefs. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens if Rice is going to get suspended this year or if that's going to carry on to next year. I think that's going to be a big factor. We'll see what Xavier Worthy, if he's just a gadget player that can just run down the field or if he's actually going to develop into a better receiver. Hollywood Brown is back. The big thing was with Travis Kelce. Seems like he said he's hungry again. He's lost about 20 pounds, I think. He realizes that this was his last season. He wasn't taking it serious. The last season, he hasn't been taking it serious as much. And so he might have sparked something looking kind of getting humiliated in that game, the Super Bowl, and that might spark something for him. And Kansas City is just smart how they're going to use him anyways. They'll probably have him get, 5-6 snaps in the game. And then when playoff time comes, he's going to light it up. Or towards the end of the season, he's going to light it up. I'm interested. I'm hoping that Hollywood Brown is able to get a resurgence. I've always liked Hollywood Brown. It'd be interesting. It'd be great to have Patrick Mahomes come back out with a dominant receiver like Tyreek Hill back in the day. That was so much fun to watch. And the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs were in the low end of the passing yards at 157 passing yards per game when you have Patrick Mahomes is crazy. And like you were saying, and they still found a way to win and get to the Super Bowl with having Patrick Mahomes only averaging 157 yards. It's just insane, and they didn't really even have that great of a running game. The defense definitely took over, and the defense was amazing, and I don't think that they're going to lose anything on the defense this year. I am a little bit concerned about the Chiefs this year, where I don't know if they're going to be able to do the same things they've been doing. I think the division itself, in which we're moving on to the next team here in a second, I think the division itself just got a hell of a lot better this season. I think this division has to be, probably the top division. I think up and down to in the NFL this year. You can see what you want about the Raiders, and which we'll be getting to, but I think the Raiders are much improved with new head coach, new regime. The Chargers, the Broncos. I think everybody in this division actually is going to put up a fight, and I don't think Kansas City just going to be able to stroll through it like they have been in the past few years. You guys got anything else on the Kansas City Chiefs? You guys ready to move on to the number 2 place team?
I'm just ready to duck and hide, man. Duck and hide.
All right, well, that moves us on to the Los Angeles Chargers, who came in second place in this division at a record of 11-6. They were 120th passing yards, which is 29th in the league, which is even lower than Kansas City, which is crazy. They were 134.5 rushing yards per average, which was 10th in the league. Points for was 30.5, which was good for 6th. Points against, 10, which was tied for 3rd. The Kansas City Chiefs, that's not a Kansas City Chief, the Los Angeles Chargers, they had a huge blow that happened to him. Slater is out for the season. That is going to make a huge difference. He was one of the best in the league. But luckily, the guy they drafted, Joe Wall, can move into that position, and he's already played the position, can maybe make it work. So I think that they are going to be able to have a little bit of a saving grace, but they obviously did not plan on that one happening right away like that. Mike Williams abruptly retired. But then you bring back Keenan Allen, which is a great homecoming for him as well. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. BC, how do you like the Chargers this year, man? What's your thoughts on those guys?
Well, I mean, as far as the passing game, that was pretty much the only, I guess, weak spot you could say on the team, and it was mostly just due to how head coaching play style is. Jim Harbaugh, we all
Yeah.
know from his time in college and then even in the NFL, he loves to run the ball on offense, and then he loves great defense. And Chargers were scary on defense last year. I know that obviously losing Joey Bosa or Joey or Nick, I always get the Bosa confused. But losing him to Buffalo is definitely going to hurt them, I think. But again, they found ways to still retool him in draft. I like the move of getting Marion Hampton out of North Carolina. I think that he's a good kind of all-purpose back, definitely a stud for sure. Another horse for the stable, so to say. And then I also love as well getting Trey Harris out of Ole Miss, just trying to add some more weapons for. I'm just trying to add more weapons for Justin Herbert to be able to get so that way the passing game just continues to take steps forward.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that too, man. And I'm hoping we didn't really bring it up too. You brought up Hampton coming in there. I'm hoping that Najee Harris is going to be all right. They've been kind of quiet. They've been all the rumors have been that he's going to be fine, but that's coach speak sometimes. If you didn't know, he had a bad firework accident on the 4th of July. Had some eye damage. They haven't exactly said what happened. So that's kind of TBD, I suppose, but I'm hoping that Najee's going to be all right because he's an exciting player whenever he's on the field, and this will fit his team. Having Hampton and Harris, man, that is one tandem that I don't think anybody would want anything to do with, man. G-Mike, what's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I mean, Harris is going to be the power back for sure. Hampton is going to be the more elusive, agile back. I mean, the 1-2 punch is going to be dope. Harbaugh, he loves to run the ball. He saw it all the time in Michigan and the 49ers. He loves to run the ball, so I think they upgraded on the running back room. And even in the wide receiver room, bringing back Keenan Allen is a good security blanket for Justin Herbert. I mean, Justin Herbert loved throwing the ball to him when he was in the Chargers. Obviously, he left for that 1 year to go to the Bears, but he ended up coming back. I think it's going to be a good radius for them, especially that Quentin Johnson, that he really hasn't really shown that much, man. And he's had so much upside in the last few years, and he just sucks to say, but it's been disappointing a lot of people, man. Hopefully he can raise it up this year. Hopefully he can get back on track. But bringing in Keenan Allen to coach up McConkey, and be good veteran fit there, man. So I think their offense is good. The only thing that I don't like is the way that Justin Herbert closes out close games. I need him to be smarter out there, make better decisions, need to be more calm, needs to be more poised in the pocket, because when the game is tied and there's only like a minute left and they expect him to go down the field, or even when they're behind 4 points and they expect him to go down the field and score a touchdown, sometimes he chokes, man, and we need him to improve on that if he wants to be a top 5 quarterback in this league that he knows he can be. And then with the defensive side, I felt like they've always had a good defense in the last few years, right? Bringing in Harbaugh gave him a different perspective. I feel that it in my eyes, from what I saw, it brought them more intensity and more effort out there playing on the field. So year 2 with Harbaugh, I'm excited to see how that defense will play out. They got Khalil Mack, they got Dover Davis Jr., they got Denzel Perryman. I mean, they lost Joey Bosa for sure, but just times for either rookies or some second strings to get up there and show what they got, man. But under Harbaugh, he's gonna get you to play some high level intensity defense, man. So I'm excited to see year 2 with Harbaugh, how that defense is gonna play out.
Yeah, I like Justin Herbert a lot. I think that he is one of the top elite quarterbacks in the league. I think he's great. I think that like you were right. I think it's a lot of play style, that how they want to put the ball in his hands if they want to a lot. As the season went on, later on in the season, they definitely opened up the offense a lot more for Justin Herbert to be able to throw the ball. And the good thing about Herbert though is he doesn't really he doesn't make bad decisions or unnecessary picks. He had the bad playoff game. You can't erase that one. It did not go as planned for them, really, clearly. But I think Justin Herbert is a fantastic quarterback and is on the rise. And I wish that they could get another wide receiver that was just a flat out game breaker. I do love Ladd McConkey. I just don't think Ladd McConkey is a alpha 1. I think that Ladd McConkey can do it all. Yeah, I think that he would be a fantastic number 2. That would be like a 1B if you needed him, the 1A for the couple plays or something. I wish they could just get another dominant guy out there, either make a trade or something. That would be where I would go for them. But I love their running back room. I think the Chargers are this whole division, like I was saying, it's just much improved, man. I have a lot of high hopes, and I plan on watching a lot of the AFC West. I think it's going to be a very interesting division to watch.
Yep.
You guys got anything else about the Chargers you want to talk about? Or are you ready to move on?
Ready to move.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take it out the former Russell Westbrook country. Let's ride the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos this year, man. Last year, the Denver Broncos came in at a record of 10-7. They had 215 passing yards per game, tied for 12th. They had 153.0 rushing yards, which was tied for 5th. They had 30.0, which is tied for 0 for points for, and 9.0 for points against, which is tied for 2nd. And honestly, I wish they would change some of these damn things around, making it sound like it's a lot worse, making like the points for and the points against. They were one of the best damn defenses in the league. Like, shouldn't it be the opposite or something like that, the way that you have these things ranked? That's just me having to read these things off.
It's the way you read them. It's the way you read them.
Yeah, it's annoying. I don't like the way they should reverse that sometimes. Like, you should be like 1 or 2 if you're good, and not 29th, you know? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, I digress. Man, the Denver Broncos, man, I think the Denver Broncos are going to be elite this year, man. I'm really excited to watch a lot of Denver Broncos. I think that Bo Nix was the real deal, and he was the exact perfect person that Sean Payton needed and wanted, and this is going to be a hell of a team to watch. BC, you're up first, man. What you got?
I mean, the rich get richer on defense. Their first overall pick, I love Jahdae Barron from Texas. He was somebody that I was really high on going into the draft. Somebody that when he slipped to them, I was like, dang, Patrick Surtain, that's going to be scary combination right there out in Denver. And then I also love their second round pick too, RJ Harvey out of UCF. Really small, compact back, got a lot of power to him, pop in his game. He's got some good quickness to him as well. So I think that, those two first draft picks, I really have fallen in love with Denver. And like you said, you've got a lot of young talent there. You've got Patrick Surtain, best cornerback in the game. Are we all in agreement on that? There's still some debate on that?
100%. PS2.
Already, he's got amazing potential, and it already tapped into so much of his potential at such a young age, but he still has more room to grow. Bo Nix, I think, had a really good season as well for Denver. So a lot of young pieces that wouldn't surprise me. They continue to make the next step. And, again, we'll talk obviously in a couple weeks about division standings, but Denver is a team that I think can really make some jumps and some leaps this year in their division.
Yeah, dude. A lot of upside for the Broncos, man. I feel like that running back room is going to be crazy. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. They got J.K. Dobbins that came over from the Chargers, divisional opponent, which he had a fantastic year last season after basically busting up both his knees in the last 3 years, man. Incredible. They draft R.J. Harvey from UCF right down the street. I think that was a good pickup as well, BC. And McLaughlin, there was times McLaughlin did good, but he just wasn't consistent enough. So that's why he's third running back on the depth chart. But the running back room is dope. I think it's going to be good for them to open up a lot of play action. Be aware for Bo Nix rolling a lot of the plays. They bring back Cortland Sutton. They re-sign him. They sign Evan Ingram. He was with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which he's another receiver in my eyes, more than a tight end. Yes, he can block a little bit, but I don't think he can block that much. But they're going to use him on a lot of play action routes. You're going to see a lot of drags, a lot of comebacks from Evan Ingram, and he could catch the ball and he could get out there in space and he could run with the best of them. And then when it comes to the defense, man, I mean, they're top 5 in the league for a reason. They got the best corner in the game, in my opinion, PS2, and he's going to continue to grow out there. Barron is a good pickup, I thought. Right now they have him at the third right side cornerback. So he may not get that much playing time. With Riley Moss right there at the throne on the right side, I think he's pretty good as well. But if Barron gets an opportunity, I think he's gonna actually show what he's worth. But the defense overall, I think they're gonna be top 5 again in the league this year, and the offense just grew exponentially, and they can make another wild card appearance for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't overshadow how important I thought it was that they brought Cortland Sutton back. Cortland Sutton is one of those receivers that a lot of people is not a household name, but unless you watch ball, you know about him. But Cortland Sutton is extremely good. He's been a great Bronco since he's been drafted there. He seems like he gets along with the team and wanted to stay there really bad. So I'm glad that got worked out. But I'm really excited as well to see Marvin Mims. I think Marvin Mims is going to be a really cool to watch what Sean Payton's able to do. The guy's a blazing fast speed. Troy Flankman, I think, is going to be kind of interesting to watch as well. But I'm really excited to see what Mims can do now that they're starting to use him a little bit more. I think he's going to be probably their number two guy. But remember last year, Peyton kept on talking about how he wanted to use him. And if you watch any of the preseason a little bit, they were already starting to kind of shake him into the mix a little bit more. So I think that'll be a great 1-2 punch. You get your speedster and you got your consistent catcher. And I love Evan Ingram as a going there as well. He's a bigger tight end, and it might make a throwback to like the Jimmy Graham days. He's that size of a guy. And I agree with you as well. He reminds me more of a wide receiver in a tight end's body, really. So I think that one's going to be a very interesting team, and I love their defense, man. They're going to be wrecking havoc on anybody and everybody. So the Denver Broncos, I think, got way better this year, and they're going to be a force to reckon with, I think, for sure, in this AFC West. It's going to be a fun division. I can't say that enough, man.
We got one more to cover.
Yeah, one more to cover, man, and that is going to be the Raiders. The Raiders are going to be a very, very interesting team this year. Now, their record is going to be 4-13, and the stats, let's just face it, they were really bad stats last year. I don't even need to go through it. They were just an overall bad team at this point. They've redone almost the entire thing. I think Brady coming there has really put his mark on some stuff. I love getting Pete Carroll. That guy is the youngest 70-something-year-old man in the world. They should check his DNA on how this guy can still stay in that good a shape and look that young, and that must be the gum. I don't know what the hell it is, but I love everything they did in the offseason. I love their draft pick and getting Ashton Genty. They were the worst running team in the league last year, and that was partially because of the line, and they just had no one running with it. I like their second-round pick as well, and what was it, Jack Besh? I think that he's a fantastic wide receiver to go along with Jacoby Myers. And you got the beast in Brock Bowers. This offense is going to be so much better, and now you brought in a consistent quarterback in Geno Smith, who had his best years under Pete Carroll. Bringing in Chip Kelly as well, who has always been an inventive play caller. So I think the Raiders are on the right track. Unfortunately for them, they're just in a very good division right now. But I do think that these guys are going to be exponentially better than they were last year. What do you think? What's your thoughts on Vegas, G. Mike?
Dude, when it comes to their O-line, man, I think, oh man, I got a work call calling right now. When it comes to their O-line, bro, I'm scared on how they're gonna play, man, because I don't think they're gonna be as great. Bringing in Geno Smith, of course, is an upgrade right there at the quarterback position. When it comes to their running backs, obviously Austin Genty, I think he's gonna be dope. He didn't really show much in the preseason, but I think he's gonna be good. But they need to upgrade with the receivers, man. I think Thornton Jr., he's gonna be a good rookie for them, but Jacoby Myers has to show a little bit more. I think he needs to be more a certified receiver one. And then when it comes to their defense, they got Devin White at the running back, at the linebacker position. Obviously, they got the star Max Crosby. But other than that, man, I haven't really seen much from their secondary and from their other defensive line. And, they need a little bit more work, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the way they were on the right track, though. I think that they were making the right moves, and I think that they did what they needed to do to get better, because they can only go up from where they were last year. And I think that they made the proper moves to do that. What's your thoughts on this, BC? Do you think that Brady, I know you're a Tampa Bay guy, he was there with you guys. Do you think that he put his stamp on this one and said that we need to do this?
Yeah, I think he's starting to make the stand, or starting to make it happen. He's making moves. Obviously, they also brought in another Tampa guy, John Spicek, to be their general manager. He was Jason Light's assistant here in Tampa. He did, I think, a really great job of drafting. Again, generation. We talked about this earlier in the show. Having a great bell cow back that can carry it over. What better generational talent you could bring in than Ashton Genty? I love the pick for that. Like you said, Besh at wide receiver. I think he's going to be I think he'll develop into a good number 2 option for sure with Las Vegas. And also, too, Darian Porter, Iowa State, trying to shore up the cornerback depth a little bit there, too. I love the fact that they go back-to-back tackles later in the third round, too. Again, just really trying to cover a lot of their bases, and you're seeing some of their draft picks as well, trading back and accumulating more picks as well. Very much a Spy-Tech Tampa kind of move to make that happen. So I do love what they've done. I know that obviously, like G Mike was saying, they have a long way to go. This isn't going to be a year where they're going to make the playoffs or anything. At least I'm not expecting it, but they're just taking big step after big step. So I'm definitely excited to see what Las Vegas is able to do again with two generational talents, not just at running back and Genty, but also Brock Bowers as your tight end for the future for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see because Brock Bowers did all of that with Gardner Minshew, I think was their quarterback at that time, or who? I don't even remember who the hell the quarterbacks were at that point. So now that he's actually going to have an accurate, competent quarterback, it's going to be amazing to see what this guy can do.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and end out with the AFC West, and we'll keep it out west with the NFC West, and we're going to go with the winners of the division and the LA Rams. And whose house is it? It is the Rams' house, man. The Rams won the division at a record of 10-7, and the legend continues for Matthew Stafford. Hopefully, we can keep that going. They had 183.0 passing yards, tied for 18th. Rushing yards, they were 181.0. They were first in the league in that one. They were 31.0 for fourth for points for, 21.0 for points against, which was good for 13th in the league. Let's face it, guys, this really comes down to what Matthew Stafford can do. And I'm hoping that this isn't the end of the road for him because with all the back issues that he has going on, he's not really practicing. They're trying everything they can. Before we even get to the start on the outlook on the team, is you guys think it's time to ring the bell for alertness on this one? Matthew Stafford's not been practicing pretty much at all, or do you think he's just a veteran? He's got this already.
Yeah, I tend to be on the page of he's a veteran. He's got it already. I think they just want to take care of him before the regular season starts.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to. The dude's been in the league since what, 2010, something like that. Whenever it was. And number one pick in the draft for a reason. Dude won a Super Bowl with the Rams right when he got traded over. He showed what he could prove. 37 years old. The only other case other than women being pregnant of a dude getting epidural that I've ever heard of in my life. And there's a lot of reasoning for that with his back. He had a neck injury as well. He had elbow injury. He had shoulder injury, and it's like, if you don't need him to practice, he already knows the ins and outs of the whole playbook. He knows exactly how to win an NFL game. Obviously, he's a Super Bowl champion, and there's no reason to put him out there if you don't really need him to. Obviously, he needs to be active still. He probably does a little bit running, a little bit of lifting, trying to get his back right and all that stuff. But when it comes to actually practicing football plays and learning the playbook and whatever, he's got it down pat. There's no reason to put him out there, man. So just give him the rest that he needs so he could be available for week 1.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous for Stafford, man. I think this injury is a lot more serious than they're trying to be optimistic about. He's 37 years old, like you're saying. He got an epidural. You don't get those kind of things unless you got something actually going on, man. So I am actually very concerned for Stafford. It's not the fact of the talent, nor do I not think that he can't do it. I just think that this injury is something that's just been messing with him for so long. And let's face it, man, Father Time always wins. And at 37, you get some of these injuries like that. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous for them on that aspect. But that's just Matthew Stafford. There's a lot more to the team. They also added Devontae Adams this year. The Rams it's a very good-looking team. G-Mike, man, take the rings, man. What do you think of the Rams?
Yeah, they lost Cooper Kupp. They added Devontae Adams. They re-signed Kyren Williams. They gave him a contract extension. Their defense looks kind of the same as it was last year. They lost little pieces here and there. But I think the Rams, they could be the top of the division with Matthew Stafford at the throne. You bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, which is another quarterback that's been very injury-prone in his career. I don't know if they would do the exact same thing. And then if they both go down, you got Stetson Bennett. Yes, he's a NCAA champion. But other than that, dude, I don't know if he could really go out there and get him at least 5 to 6 wins. You put Matthew Stafford there, I think they get 9 to 11 wins, depending on the day or night. But the team overall looks good when it comes to compared to the rest of the teams in the division. They have a shot at being number 1.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of agree pretty much. Like it's a team that they're gonna do just enough to win the division. Kind of in a holding pattern a little bit. Obviously a lot of the young players like Fisk and Verse are gonna continue to develop on defense. And then just adding a couple small pieces in the draft, Chris Paul Jr., I don't believe any relation to actual CP3. Fifth round draft pick out of Ole Miss. I like the fit there. Terrence Ferguson from Oregon, I think is going to be another. He's a big body tight end that can be able to another weapon for Stafford to be able to throw to. So little steps here and there, but yeah, just injuries will probably determine the fate. Well, I mean, it determines every fate, but I feel like with this team especially, and again with Stafford being as old as he is, I don't think it's anything to cause for concern. But if it is ended up being more than what we're expecting, this team can either be, I think, probably one of the bigger swing boom or bust type teams where they could probably finish with 10, 11 wins, or they could finish with 6-5 or 6-5. So I feel like the swing for them is going to be a little high.
Yeah, no, I like the Rams a lot. I think they're a really good team, and I think it's just going to come down to the health of Stafford as well. That's clearly, but what they want to do. I feel bad for Devontae Adams if he ends up with Jimmy Garoppolo once again, because you saw how well that ended up in Las Vegas, and he'll be packing those bags awfully quick if Jimmy Garoppolo comes out. Man, I could see him being like, you know what, my back hurts too. I'm good. I don't need to run by carrying this damn team on my back.
He actually talked about that on a podcast because they actually on the Pivot podcast, they actually brought up that same scenario of what you're talking about, Matthew Stafford not being there and Jimmy Garoppolo being at the throne. And he was like, dude, honestly, when it was in the Raiders, yeah, you saw what you saw on the whole wide receiver show for Netflix and all that stuff. But it was just the moment in our lives that we were going through things. And, I said what I said on that stuff, and I apologize and all that stuff, but that's not how I feel towards him. I think he's a great quarterback, and he does what he needs to do to go out there and be the best that he can be for his team. And I appreciate that and I respect that. So, it seems like they're on good terms, bro. So maybe if he does go, you can be straight. Who knows?
Yep. Until he tries to throw him a pass, then
yeah.
then they're going to be back on not good terms anymore. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on from the Los Angeles Rams and move over to the Seattle Seahawks. Man, they were the second place team in the division. Man, they came in at the same record as the Rams at 10-7. The Rams had a lot of overhaul, man. They got to bring on Sam Darnold. Their passing yards last season was 198. They were 16th in the league. Rushing yards was 170, which is good for fourth. Points for was 23.0, tied for 17th. Points against was also 23.0, which was tied for 15th in the league. A lot of new faces in Seattle, man. It's a lot of new regimen. BC, you're up first, man. What do you think of Seahawks?
Dude, I'm not very high on them, honestly. I know. I was about to say one of my good friends, the Seahawks fan, Michael. If you're watching this, sorry, bud, but Sam Darnold, not a needle mover. Cooper Kupp, I don't know how much more he's got left in him. So, like looking at some of the draft picks that they made, not really guys I'm really high on. I mean, yeah, Jalen Milroe, getting him. I mean, I again, somebody I'm just not really high on as a quarterback. So I feel like there's a lot of name recognition with the Seahawks, but as far as actually like on paper, it sounds great. But in practice, I don't think it's going to be a great season for Seattle.
Dude, I like Jalen Milroe, man. I like him a lot. He just looks like a football player, man. He knows exactly what to do out there, and he's not scared of nothing, bro. And I feel like with Sam Darnold, I'm the same boat as you. He's not a needle mover, bro. He needs to prove to me that he can have a consistent year, just like he did last year with the Vikings. He needs to prove to me that he can do it again, because Drew Lock is not that guy. If you guys saw him in preseason, the guy was horrible. I'm sorry to say it. I wish he wasn't horrible, but he was looking horrible out there. Jalen Milroe came in, and he was doing what he needed to do for his team to win, bro. Dude. Kenneth Walker Jr., hopefully he stays healthy. He's been injury prone. Chad Burnett, the running back too, he's shown flashes that he can be good as well. Cooper Kupp, I hope that he can still shine, because I've always been a Kupp fan. And, he is getting older, man. So who knows? He's not a big body receiver. He's not a tall receiver. So it may be slowing down for him. And then when it comes to the defense, man, the only person I really like on their defense is DeMarcus Lawrence, because he came out of the Cowboys, man, and I know what he can do. For sure, he can pressure quarterbacks. He can get quarterbacks to mistime their throws, throw interceptions, get some deflections as well. So I'm excited for him. out there. Hopefully he does good. But when it comes to the rest of the defense, man, not really excited for them, bro. Not really excited for them, dude. Honestly, I don't even think they'll get even close to a wild card game this year.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of wild too. Like this team is completely different. I mean, you lost Geno Smith, you lost DK Metcalf, you lost Tyler Lockett. They've all been pretty much symbols of the Seahawks for the last 3-4 years, and they're gone. I'm hoping that they are able to use the running backs that they have. I think Zach Charbonnet is a really good running back, and I also like Kenneth Walker if he's able to stay healthy. They're both electric lightning guys. I'm glad that they changed offensive coordinators. I don't think the offensive coordinator fit what they wanted to do out there. They do have a defensive minded head coach. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to bring that one back. I don't know. I didn't like the Cooper Kupp move at first, but I kind of like Cooper Kupp there because I believe he's from Washington, so he's almost like he's going home. He wanted to go here, and I think he still has some juice left in the tank. And actually, Jackson Smith and Jigba is, I think, on the rise to be one of the an elite player, especially for fantasy football. I think he's going to be a great player for fantasy. Having said that, I don't really like the having them two as your 1-2 punch. They're both smaller guys. I don't see it like it's going to work out that great for them. But I think individually they are great football players. So I think the Seahawks are either going to be one of those teams that like really surprise, or everybody's going to be like, well, I kind of saw the writing on the wall for this team. They're either going to be great or nothing, really. So I do feel like at some point in time we are going to see Jalen Milroe play though this season.
Yeah, I feel like, and again, maybe this is a little bit spoilers. I just feel like most of this division, it's kind of the antithesis of the AFC West, their AFC counterpart. I feel like aside from one team, I'm not really excited for the rest of the teams in the division. Apologies to fans out there.
No, for real, dude. For real. I'm excited for some players on all the team, but when it comes to the team overall, it's like,
Yeah, moving on to a team that hasn't been very exciting for the last few years, man. Third place, Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals came in that last season with a record of 8-9. It just blows my mind that how you can have Kyler Murray have this much talent and just always just seem like he can't ever use it to the proper way that he should be using it. The guy, I understand the small thing, but Drew Brees is a small guy. Some of these guys, you don't have to be huge to be a great quarterback. I don't think I don't know. I can't figure out Kyler Murray. He has all the talent in the world. He has a cannon for an arm. He's electric on his feet. Gee, Mike, help me out here, man. What the hell do you think about Kyler Murray?
Bro,
I think Kyler Murray is straight, man. I think it's the coaching, bro. I think it's coaching when it comes to Arizona Cardinals, man. I think it's just coaching for real because they have a squad, bro. They have Kyler Murray at the throne. They got James Conner and Trey Benson, which I think Trey Benson is going to have a breakout year this year. Marvin Harrison Jr., we saw what he did in college, and last year he was doing work as well. He just didn't get so many targets. I'm sure this year is going to be a little bit different. But then you got Trey McBride as well. You got weapons on that offense, man, and their defense is decent. It's not horrible, but it's decent. So I think it's just coaching when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals, and it could be luck as well. It could be the division you're in too, because you got the 49ers and you got the Rams. With two teams that can be great offensively and defensively, or they can suck, just like the Arizona Cardinals. But I don't think it's a Kyler Murray issue, man. I think it's more of a coaching issue. And I think they can be good this year. I think they'll upgrade. I think they won't have this. I think they will have a better record than they did last year. Now, to say that they win the division or to say that they make a wild card, it's iffy. But I do like the trajectory of where the Arizona Cardinals are going.
Yeah, I tend to agree with G-Mike as far as, they do have a lot of talent on the roster for sure. That's not what's holding back. I think head coaching, off the coordinators, I think that if they're able to kind of make some changes at the top of the organization as far as like on the field products, I think that's when we'll start seeing this offense and this team in general really take off. Because we've seen countless times where you've had really great talents just being held back by bad coaching. So and John Gannon, coaching, Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, two guys that, again, we talk about needle movers. That's kind of the word of the day, I guess. They're just two guys, as far as coaching goes, that don't really do a whole lot for me. So I feel like until they make those replacements there, Arizona's just probably at best going to be stuck in this middle ground where like 8 to 9 wins at best, and at worst, you're going to be picking top 5 again.
Yeah, I agree. And I do like some of the moves they have made. And I like the fact that Marvin Harrison put on some weight into muscle. If you haven't seen him lately, he's looking great. You can definitely clearly see that he spent his offseason in the gym. He looks twice the size as he did when he came out of college. I think that you're right. I think Arizona's defense is going to get a hell of a lot better. Jonathan Gannon is a defensive-minded coach, so that's going to definitely help them out and maybe take some of the pressure off the offense. And Trey McBride, let's face it, man, he's one of the premier tight ends in the league. Hopefully they can get that guy some more touchdowns than what he had last year. That's still head scratching on how little of touchdowns Trey McBride had last year through the air. But Arizona is just one of those teams, man, that I just can't figure them out. I really, honestly, I know that's probably bad in analyst talk, but I just can't figure out what they're actually going to be. They're either going to be great or just, it's kind of like the Seahawks to me. They're either going to be great or, in Jordan's words, cocky. You know what I mean?
I think they're just gonna be decent, bro. I don't think they're gonna be great. I don't think they're gonna be bad. I think they're just gonna be decent. Then they're gonna be a little above average.
Well,
at least on
we got one more team left, and I can't believe that this team came in last place in the division. That's the San Francisco 49ers. And I think that this actually just came down to just straight up injuries, man. They were
and still.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, and it doesn't stop there, man. The only two healthy offensive players they have pretty much right now are Christian McCaffrey and not Travis Kelce, George Kittle. So beware on that one because both those two guys.
What's the over under on how long it takes for both of those guys to go down too?
I don't know. It's the craziest thing is the San Francisco 49ers have such an easy schedule this year that they're going to win quite a bit of games if they're able to just stay remotely healthy. I don't know how much noise they're going to make later on, and we also do have about a month, maybe a little bit less than a month left before the season starts. So they do have some time to get a little bit more healthy, get back on track. But it just seems like every day you read a report out of the 49ers camp that somebody's taking some sort of devastating injury.
Dude, real quick before you go, BC. The 49ers on ESPN's depth chart, they have 27 injured players.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Niners fans, I'm sorry, bro. I mean, Niners you guys had your win, though. You had your win, though. You had it.
Oh, I love it. I was gonna say just for fun, I was gonna say Juszczyk is probably gonna be the leading running back this year if McCaffrey goes down. He was supposed to run the ball, so
they just signed Jeff Wilson Jr., so he'll probably get some carries.
But didn't Jeff Wilson already get hurt too?
Oh, I
think they just signed him. And I think he already got hurt.
I didn't see that. Dude. He's not even here on the depth chart yet.
Golly, man. That's such a 49ers thing. Injuries have been the story with this team since for the last 5 years it seems like. And it's not going to get any better. So, it's one of those things where if everybody's healthy, they win this division. If everybody on the team's healthy, they win it. But they can never keep everybody together healthy at the same time. So it is what it is.
Yeah, well, who I am excited for is Ricky Parcell, man, because I think Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, and I think he could get the ball to his receivers, no doubt, right? Brandon Ayuk, he's probably going to be gone for a little while. Jawan Jennings, questionable. So I think Ricky, bro, I think he's going to be a good fantasy pickup, man, because Brock Purdy likes to throw the ball. Obviously, the Niners like to run the ball, but they like to throw the ball too. George Kittle for sure is going to be a number one target, but Ricky could probably be a number two.
Yeah, and if you haven't got a chance to really watch any Ricky Pearsall highlights, go back to his college days because he pretty much was hurt because of that crazy gunshot thing that happened to him. He was a fantastic Florida Gator. He transferred from Florida. I believe he played at West Virginia. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one before. Or is Arizona State? It's Arizona State. But having said that, though, Ricky Pearsall's got some amazing hands. His catch rate ability is just off the charts. So I agree with you. I think that once he actually fully gets a full season under his belt, and you can see flashes last year, some of the stuff he can do. So now he's actually, with all the injuries, probably going to be thrust into maybe like a number one spot because Ayuk, if he's lucky, is going to be back by week 6 if he's lucky. He had a pretty significant injury. And then Jawan Jennings, this is kind of like a newer thing that just popped up recently that he's been on the injury list amongst all the other 27 other players on the team. But I think Ricky Pearsall, I agree with you. I think that A, for fantasy, I think he's going to be a fun pickup. And B, I think he's just going to be a good wide receiver in general. And I think there was a reason why they chose him with the number 1 pick. They didn't necessarily need to take him because they still had Debo. They still had Ayuk. But they saw something they liked in there. And Kyle Shanahan, let's face it, can run some of the best offense in the league. So I think that Ricky Pearsall, I agree, is going to be one of a great player for the 49ers. But I think this all comes down to the same thing we've been saying, is that this just really comes down to injuries, I think, for the 49ers, man. They are extremely hurt right now.
Yep, and that's the thing, and it feels like that's what with most of this division specifically, that's what it is. Like, this is so many teams pretty much are riding or dying based on their injured list. So this one, just like, it's interesting. AFC West is going to be fun because it's just so stacked and so loaded with talent from top to bottom. This one's going to be interesting just because we're going to see who's able to kind of make it through the season unscathed, or as most unscathed as you can.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's kind of wild too, because it's almost like an inverse. Before, it was the NFC West was like top down, most exciting. Every team in there was great, you know. And then the AFC West was just like, okay, it's Kansas City. But now they did a complete inverse, and now every team in like the AFC West, besides the Raiders, they're on the right move. But they're going to be, I think, hard chargers this year. So hard fighters. So. So that wraps it up for the AFC and NFC West breakdowns. We have one more segment. It's one of our favorite segments we like to do. So without further ado, get ready for tonight's Down Bad Debate.
It's time for the Down Bad Debate.
Tonight's Down Bad Debate is going to be a blast, and this one has been hard for me to kind of figure out. So we're going to do this as a two-parter here, okay? So as you can see up here, all these players in their prime, one has to go. But what we're also going to do is once you lose one of those players, we have to make our wide receiver core, which usually consists of a three-player duo. So for people that cannot see this on the screen, I'm going to break it down for you real quick. It is Larry Fitzgerald, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green, Megatron, OBJ, Mike Evans, Des Bryant, and Andre Johnson. Now, all these guys are in their prime. Mr. G, Mike, you're up top first this time. Usually it's BC. You're going to go first. However you want to do this, if you want to drop your player first or make your three wide receiver core.
All right. I think we should go with what the poll says first. Let's go with one has to go, and then we'll do a 3 wide receiver.
Okay.
Damn. In their prime, one has to go. Lee. Oh man!
Swear to God,
every receiver here has their own ability of greatness. You got route running, you got catching, you got ball hawks, you got freaking dudes that can jump high as hell. You got dudes that are super strong, dudes that are agile. But I'm going to go with Odell just because of the locker room issues, man. I feel like there's a lot of drama that comes with him, man, and I don't want that on my team, bro. I'd rather have a dude that is going to go out there and ball and puts it 110%, which he does. Not saying he doesn't, but he comes with that baggage, and I don't want that baggage on my team. So when it comes to just that, no skills, just talking about behind-the-scenes stuff, I got to go with Odell.
See, for me, I thought this one was pretty simple whenever it comes to that one, too, and it was going to be OBJ for me as well. I think that he would be the easiest one to lose out of this entire group. I think that he rode a lot of coattails on that amazing catch, and that was one of the most amazing catches you'll ever see. Don't get me wrong, can't do it, but I think that was his biggest thing. Granted, he did have some good plays whenever he was with the New York Giants, don't get me wrong, but after that point, you didn't really hear much from him anymore. He kind of was a journeyman and went to other places. And when he went to other places, he didn't really do too much. So my pick would have to be OBJ.
Dude, I'm gonna complete the trifecta, man. OBJ for sure, man. Dude ain't even the dude wasn't even the best wide receiver from his own draft class. That's the man next to him right there on your right and his left. That's Mike Evans right there. But yeah, I mean, dude had a great first start to the career for sure. And yeah, you know, obviously the catch spectacular, but after 2 or 3 seasons, he pretty much injuries, locker room problems, just it fell off and it wasn't worth it. Yeah, he was able to get the Super Bowl ring in LA, and I'm happy for him for that. But yeah, on this list, I think just all the negatives outweigh the positives, and yeah, OBJ. Skedaddle.
OBJ it is for all three of us. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah,
All right, so now that we've got that one out the way, we're going to have a little bit more fun. It's a two-parter here. So we are going to make our wide receiver core, which usually consists of 3 wide receivers. G. Mike, you're up top. You go first, my man. Who do you got?
So are we doing a snake draft, or are we just going straight up like your 3?
Just straight up, who your 3?
All right.
Straight up my 3? Okay.
Yeah.
For size and strength and durability and the potential of outcatching probably almost anybody on this list, I'm going Calvin Johnson, number 1 for sure. The guy can block. The guy can jump higher than most wide receiver, and the dude is like 6'4". He's strong as hell. You're not going to tackle him easily. You got to go straight for his legs, so I'm going to get him there. He's going to give me a lot of yards after the catch for sure. Number 2, I'm going Antonio Brown. The guy was elusive. He was fast. It was hard for him to get tackled on that first tackle. You would need 2 or 3 guys to tackle him. Even though he's a little bitty guy, he was out there running after yards after catch. He was getting him. He is arguably top 5 in NFL history when it comes to wide receivers.
Twerk in your face after doing it. So
yeah. I'm talking about prime Antonio Brown, Steelers Antonio Brown.
I know.
Not last year's Steelers either. I'm not talking about
twerked it back in Pittsburgh, man. He threw it back then, man. He was throwing it back.
And then number 3, I gotta go with the Andre Johnson, bro. This guy was another big receiver, but he was faster. I think he was a little bit faster than Calvin Johnson, and probably had a little less big hands when it comes to catching the ball than Calvin Johnson. But he was a great receiver. He can block with the best of them. He was strong. He was athletic, and with the mindset that he has, that he's not scared of nobody that's lining up against him, I need that on my squad. So I got Calvin Johnson, Antonio Brown, and Andre Johnson, baby.
All right.
Hell of a lineup, man. I loved Andre Johnson, even as a Colts fan. I hated going against him. All right, so I'm going to go with my 3 here, and I'm just going to go just on pure size on this one, man. I'm going to go with Calvin Johnson as my number 1, obviously, in this one. I'm going to go Julio Jones in this as well, and give me Mike Evans, just because the triple threat size of all these guys, they're going to be overcatch everybody out here. Now, there's definitely some good ones. D-Hop was definitely in there, and you can't forget about Larry Fitzgerald, just his sure hands. I really wanted to throw him in there, but the way I was making this work was all these guys are over 6 foot tall, bigger receivers, could moss anybody. So my 3 is going to be Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, and Mike Evans.
We already know BC picking for sure. We already
know
BC
actually, no. I'm actually I'm going to surprise you guys, and I'm sorry. I love Mike Evans. I love him. He is my second favorite Buccaneer of all time. I love the dude. Dude is one of the best wide receivers of his generation.
Wait, who's your first?
All right. I'll cut to the chase.
No. I'm saying, who's your first favorite Buccaneer?
Oh, first favorite Buccaneer is Warren Sapp. You know, I built my whole Little League career off of
my guy. This is where he's from. Look. This is where he's
from.
I'll
show some love for that, man. Yep, I'll show some love, dude. Favorite Buck growing up, but Mike Evans definitely number 2. But yeah, I love him. But if I'm wanting somebody for size, there is one guy on this list who I just at his peak just does it better. I gotta be honest with it. I gotta put the bias aside. I gotta have Calvin Johnson, Megatron, as my big body dude. You want to throw it in the end zone too. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit more durability, a little just better athlete all around. I just got to give him that slight edge over Mike. My number 2, if I want that wide receiver that I know if I'm going to throw it to him, if it's third down, I need somebody to come down with a catch. He's not going to drop it. Larry Fitzgerald. One of the greatest pass catchers, not the greatest reception, like pass catching in the league's history. I know that if I throw it to him, he's going to catch it. He's going to get that first down. Larry Fitz. And then somebody in my slot, somebody that's going to be quick, somebody that's going to be agile, and somebody that shoot. If I need to get also a kicker or punt return out of 2, he's going to curb stomp the kicker or punter and go run it back for 6. Antonio Brown, man, AB. I got to have – that's how I'm going to construct my team. I got somebody with big body. I got somebody with sure hands, and I got somebody that I'm going to fit in the slot and run back kicks and punts. AB, man.
I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and just do this while our 3 as a recap real quick. G, Mike, you go ahead and kick us off, and your 3 and why briefly, and go.
Yeah, I got Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, and Antonio Brown, baby.
All right, give me Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, and Mr. Mike Evans for size. Good luck trying to stop these guys.
It's sacrilegious for me leaving Mike off this list, but I got to leave the bias at the door. Give me Calvin Johnson for my big body. Give me Larry Fitzgerald for the sure hands. And then give me AB for my slot.
I love it, man. And that is going to end it for us for episode 50, baby.
50!
Wow, man. We put a 50 burger up, man. This has been a big thing for us, and it's been a big year for us doing all this. And we really appreciate everybody checking in and commenting and sharing and liking the post for us. Next big thing we have to ask everybody for is September 4th, man. So when's I was going to start with this with our new venture? Like we brought a guy from Assist on here, Sean, man. That was really good bringing him on there as a special guest. So we wanted to give a shout out to him. Thank you. But this is going to be a big venture for us. So we are really hoping that everybody's able to watch and enjoy, man. It's going to be our show, just like it is out here. It'll be just different from watching the standard button-up T-shirt guys on TV. We'll be able to have a lot more fun, be able to joke a lot more, have some stuff we can't say on regular TV, and just be ourselves and hang with your boys like you always were doing every year. So we really appreciate that, man. BC, you got anything for the people before we check out?
I just want to say thank you guys again for just riding with us. These 50 episodes has been great. G Mike, Steve, thank you guys so much for being two of the best co-hosts like a guy could ask for. And just anybody out there though too, you guys want to get on the show, feel free to hit us up. Let us know. We want to bring you guys in. And shoot, if you're out there, you've got a dream, you got like a goal, you want to get into sports podcasts, you want to get into anything with sports, dude, hit us up. Let us know, man. Like we want to help you guys out. Like we, any advice you guys need, like we want to be there. Chase it. Don't give up on it. Keep pushing through no matter how tough it might get. You're going to break through one day. Just know that.
Facts. Guys, we are trying to do a Views from the Stands Fantasy League that we will do a live draft on a Saturday morning before the first NFL football game, which would be Thursday night. The Saturday morning that week, trying to get a league together. We're trying to do 10 managers. If we could do 12, it's even better. It'll be more competitive. But we're going to put money into it. It's good. We're going to take it out to a charity that one of our choosings. But it'll be dope. We want to record the live draft. We want to bring managers on throughout the week to talk about losses, to talk about wins, to talk about trades, to talk about waivers. So if you're into fantasy football, just write into one of our DMs, either on TikTok, Instagram, or the email that you'll see on TikTok. And if you don't see it, it's viewsstands@gmail.com. Again, that's viewsstands@gmail.com. Just write to us there. If you're interested in it, let us know. We're trying to do this. We're trying to get it on and popping with a Views from the Stands Fantasy Football League. And we appreciate you guys. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the show with everybody. Episode 50, baby, is in the books. Baby, we're going to keep going.
There we go, man. There we go. All right, for Mr. Stevie B, I am your host, Steve Brennan. We got BC, we got G Mike, and we are out. Thank you for 50 episodes, guys. Peace.